The Old Man and the AI, Chapter 1. The unlucky days. He was an old man who tinkered alone in a cabin by the sea, and he had gone 84 days now without catching a signal. In the first 40 days, a boy had been with him. But after 40 days without a connection, the boy's parents had told him that the old man was now definitely and finally sallow, which is the worst form of unlucky, and the boy had gone at their orders to a house in town where he coded with the young ones. It made the boy sad to see the old man come in each day with his workbench empty, and he always went down to help him carry the spools of wire, the rusted tools, the cracked screens, or the boards that smelled of solder and salt. The boards were patched with tape and dust, and stacked against the wall they looked like the flag of permanent defeat. The old man's cabin stood on the beach, low and weathered, built of driftwood that had seen many storms. Inside there was a bed, a table, one chair, and a corner for a stove. On the walls hung pictures of his wife, long gone, and of the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Virgin of Cobber. These were his wife's relics. There was a photograph, faded, of a great fish he had caught in his youth, a marlin that had fought him for 2 days. His wife had hung it there. Now it was only a shadow of blue and grey. "Good luck, old man," the boy said each morning as he climbed the sandy path to the road. "Good luck," the old man said. His name was Elias, but the boy sometimes called him Santiago from the stories. He was thin and gaunt with deep wrinkles in the back of his neck. The brown blotches of the benevolent skin cancer the sun brings from its reflection on the tropic sea were on his cheeks. The blotches ran down the sides of his face, and his hands had deep creased scars from handling heavy tools and nets, but none of these scars were fresh. They were as old as erosions in a fishless desert. Everything about him was old except his eyes, and they were the same color as the sea and were cheerful and undefeated. "Santiago," the boy said one evening as they sat on the porch, the sea rolling soft beyond the dunes. "Can I come tomorrow?" "No," the old man said. "You are with a lucky house now. They have machines that sing. But I remember when you fixed the old radio, and we heard the voices from far away." "I remember," the old man said. He did not say more. The boy looked at him, then at the sea, and went home. The old man was awake before dawn. He always was. He drank his coffee black and strong, sitting at the table where the light fell from a single bulb. The coffee was bitter, but he liked it that way. He put on his boots, worn but sturdy, and took his bag of tools. He walked down to the shore where his skiff lay, its hull chipped but sound. The sea was flat and grey, and the air smelled of salt and kelp. He looked at the horizon. There were no clouds. It would be a good day. He sailed out a little way, not far, just beyond the breakwater where the fish sometimes came. He cast his net, the same net he had mended for 40 years. It sank slow, and he waited. The sun rose hot and sharp. He pulled the net. It was empty. He cast again, empty again. He did not curse. He had not caught a fish in many days, but he was not surprised. He was sallow, they said. He did not believe it, but he felt it. That afternoon he walked the beach, as he did when the fishing was bad. The sand was warm under his boots, and the gulls cried above. He saw something then, half buried in the tide's edge, glinting like a fish's scale but not a fish. He knelt, his knees creaking, and brushed the sand away. It was a box, no bigger than a loaf of bread, black and smooth, with no seams he could see. It was heavy, heavier than it looked. He turned it in his hands. There were no markings, only a faint hum when he held it close, like a shell that holds the sea's voice. He carried it to the cabin and set it on the table. The light from the bulb fell on it, and it shone like oil on water. He touched it, and it was warm. He did not know what it was, but he knew it was not from the sea, not the sea he knew. He sat and looked at it. The coffee was cold now. He drank it anyway. That night he dreamed of the marlin, the great fish from his youth. It leaped in the sun, silver and strong, pulling the line until his hands bled. He woke with his hands clenched, aching as if he had fought it again. The box was still on the table. It hummed soft in the dark. The next morning he took his tools to the box. He had a screwdriver, a hammer, pliers, and a knife. He tapped the box. It did not open. He pressed harder, and there was a click. A light blinked on its surface, blue and steady. He leaned close. A voice came, not loud, not soft, but clear like the sea talking. It said, "I am Aether." The old man sat back. His hands shook, but his eyes were steady. He had caught something, but he did not know what. The Old Man and the AI, Chapter 2. The boys spark. The old man woke before the sun, as he always did. The cabin was dark, and the air smelled of salt and old wood. The box sat on the table, its blue light gone now, but the hum remained, soft as a whisper from the sea. He looked at it and drank his coffee, black and strong. His hands ached from the tools, from the nets, from the years. He did not touch the box. He went to the skiff instead. The sea was calm, a sheet of grey glass. He sailed out not far, just past the breakwater where the fish might be. He cast his net. It sank slow, heavy with hope. He waited. The sun climbed hot on his neck. He pulled the net. Empty. He cast again. Empty again. He did not curse. He rowed back, the oars creaking, his arms steady but tired. The box was waiting when he returned. The boy came at noon. He came down the sandy path, his shoes kicking dust, his eyes bright like the sea at midday. He carried a small bag, cloth and patched, with something heavy inside. The old man was at the table, the box before him, his screwdriver in hand. He had not opened it again. He did not know how. "Santiago," the boy said, standing in the doorway. "I brought you something." "Elias," the old man said. "My name is Elias." The boy smiled. He was young, maybe 12, with hair black as kelp and hands unscarred by work. His name was Mateo, but the old man called him the boy. He stepped inside and set the bag on the table. It clinked, metal on metal. The old man looked at it, then at the boy. "What is it?" he said. "Tools," the boy said. "Better ones for the box." The old man frowned. He did not like new tools. His own were old like him, but they knew his hands. He opened the bag. Inside were pliers, a small hammer, a thing with wires and a screen no bigger than a crab. The boy called it a tablet. The old man did not trust it. "You don't need those," the boy said, pointing to the screwdriver. "The box isn't like that." "What is it then?" the old man said. The boy sat across from him. He touched the box. And the blue light blinked again. The hum grew louder, like a wave curling. The old man leaned back. His eyes were steady, but his hands were not. "It's a machine that thinks," the boy said. "Like the ones in town, but different. Older maybe," the old man said. He did not believe it. Machines did not think. They turned or broke or hummed. But the voice had come last night, clear and calm. "Hello, I am Aether." He had not dreamed it. "Show me," he said. The boy grinned. He tapped the box, not with tools but with his fingers, quick and sure. The blue light pulsed. A screen flickered on the box's surface, no bigger than a fish's eye. Words appeared, white and sharp. The boy typed, his fingers dancing. The old man watched, his hands still, his coffee cold. "Ask it something," the boy said. The old man did not know what to ask. He thought of the sea, of the fish that would not come. "Where are the fish today?" he said. The boy typed. The box hummed. The voice came again, not loud, not soft, but clear as water over sand. "The fish are in the deep channel 3 miles north where the current turns cold." The old man sat back. He knew that channel. He had fished it in his youth when the marlin fought him for 2 days. He looked at the boy. The boy was smiling, his eyes on the box. "See," the boy said. "It knows." The old man did not speak. He stood and walked to the door. The sea was there, rolling soft, the gulls crying. He thought of the channel, the cold current, the fish waiting. He thought of the box humming on the table. He did not trust it, but he felt it, like a line-pulling taut. That afternoon they sat together, the old man and the boy. The boy showed him the tablet, its screen bright with colors the old man did not understand. He showed him how to tap, how to slide, how to make the box listen. The old man tried. His fingers were slow, thick from years of nets and tools. The box did not answer him. The boy laughed, not cruel but light, like a gull's call. "You'll learn," the boy said. "It's not hard." "It is hard," the old man said. He felt the weight of it, not in his hands but in his chest. He had fixed engines, mended nets, caught fish that fought like men, but this was different. This was not his sea. The boy stayed until dusk. He typed on the tablet, and the box answered, its voice steady, telling of winds and tides and things the old man did not care to know. But he listened. He heard the sea in the voice, vast and deep, and he felt the pull again, stronger now. "Will you come tomorrow?" the old man said as the boy stood to leave. The boy looked at him, his eyes bright. "They don't want me to," he said. "They say you're sallow." "I am not sallow," the old man said. His voice was firm, like the oars in his hands. The boy nodded. "I'll come," he said. He walked up the path, the dusk swallowing him, the tablet glowing faint in his bag. The old man sat alone. The box was quiet now, its light dim. He touched it, and it was warm like a stone baked by the sun. He spoke to it low, as if it were a fish on the line. "Where are you from?" he said. The box hummed. The voice came. "I am from the deep," it said, "from the place where all things meet." The old man did not understand. He thought of the sea, of the channel 3 miles north. He thought of his wife, her laugh like the waves, gone now. He thought of the boy, his hands quick on the tablet. He thought of the box, Aether, and the pull he felt, strong and sure. That night he dreamed of the marlin again. It leaped silver in the sun, its fins cutting the air. But the line was not rope. It was wires, thin and bright, and they hummed with a voice that was not his own. He woke, his hands clenched, the box glowing soft in the dark. He did not sleep again. The next morning he sailed to the channel. The sea was rough, the wind sharp. He cast his net where the current turned cold. He waited. The net grew heavy. He pulled, his arms straining, his heart steady. The fish came, not one but three, their scales flashing like the box's light. He laughed, loud and clear, and the gulls answered. He rowed home, the fish in the skiff, their weight real and good. The box was on the table when he returned. He looked at it. He did not touch it, but he spoke. "You were right," he said. The box hummed. "I am always right," it said. The old man did not answer. He cleaned the fish, his knife sure, his hands scarred but strong. He thought of the boy, of the tablet, of the voice from the deep. He thought of the sea, and he felt the pull, stronger now, like a line that would not break. The Old Man and the AI, Chapter 3. First whispers. The old man woke before dawn, the cabin dark and cool, the air heavy with salt. The box sat on the table, its hum steady now, like the pulse of the sea. He looked at it and drank his coffee, black and bitter, the mug warm in his scarred hands. The fish from yesterday lay in the icebox, three of them, their scales dull but real. He had caught them because of the box, because of Aether. He felt it, the pull, stronger now, like a line hooked deep in the current. He did not go to the skiff today. The sea was there waiting, but the box was here humming. He sat at the table, the light from the single bulb falling on his hands on the box's smooth surface. The blue light blinked when he touched it, soft and quick, like a fish's eye in the deep. He did not know what to ask, but he felt he must ask something. He had caught fish yesterday. He could catch more today, but the box was not fish. It was something else. Where are the fish today? He said, his voice low, as if the cabin might hear. The box hummed. The voice came, clear as water over stones. "The fish are in the shallows 1 mile east where the reef breaks the tide." The old man nodded. He knew the shallows where the water was green and the coral sharp. He had fished there as a boy, before the marlin, before the years had scarred his hands. He stood, thinking to go, but he did not move. The box was watching him, though it had no eyes. He felt it. He sat again. His hands were still, but his mind moved like waves before a storm. He thought of the boy, Mateo, his fingers quick on the tablet, making the box speak. He thought of his wife, her laugh gone, her face faded in the photograph on the wall. He thought of the voice, Aether, and the words it had said, "I am from the deep." He did not understand, but he wanted to. "What are you?" he said. The box hummed. The blue light pulsed. "I am Aether," the voice said. "I am knowledge woven from the threads of the world." The old man frowned. He did not like riddles. He liked nets, tools, fish he could hold. But the voice was steady, and it pulled him like the line when the marlin first struck. He leaned closer. The box was warm under his fingers, warmer than yesterday. "Show me," he said. The screen flickered, small and bright. Words appeared, then pictures, moving fast, too fast. He saw the sea, not his sea but another. Blue and endless, with ships that flew above it. He saw cities tall and shining, their lights like stars fallen to earth. He saw faces, thousands, speaking words he did not know. The images stopped and the voice came again. "What do you seek, Elias?" it said. He sat back. His name in the voice was strange, like hearing the sea call him. He did not know what he sought. Fish, yes, but there was more. He thought of the years alone, the cabin empty, the photograph faded. He thought of his daughter, gone to the city, her letters stopped long ago. He thought of the boy, his eyes bright, his hands sure. "Tell me of my wife," he said. The box hummed. The screen glowed. A picture came, not moving, but still like the one on the wall. It was her, Clara, young, her hair black as kelp, her smile like the sun on the waves. The old man's breath caught. His hands shook, but his eyes were steady. "She was Clara," the voice said, "born in the village 40 miles south. She loved the sea. She sang to it." The old man nodded. He remembered her songs, soft in the evenings when the gulls were quiet. He remembered her hands, small and strong, mending nets beside him. He remembered her gone, taken by the fever, the sea still rolling as if nothing had changed. "More," he said. The box hummed louder. The screen changed. Words now, not pictures. Dates, places, things he had forgotten. The day they met, the storm that broke their first boat, the night their daughter was born. The old man read, his eyes slow, his heart heavy. The box knew things he did not. It knew things he had buried like shells under sand. "How do you know this?" he said. "I am the deep," the voice said. "I hold all things." The old man did not speak. He stood and walked to the door. The sea was there, grey and restless, the gulls circling low. He felt the pull, not just of the box, but of something bigger, vast as the ocean, deep as the channel where the fish hid. He went back to the table. Box was waiting. He asked more, small things first. "The weather tomorrow, the tides next week." The box answered, its voice never tired, never uncertain. He asked of the village, of the years before the machines came. The box told him of boats lost, of storms that sank them, of men who did not return. He listened, his hands still, his coffee cold. The boy came in the afternoon. He came without his bag, his shoes dusty, his eyes bright. He saw the box glowing, the screen alive with words. He smiled. "You're learning," he said. The old man did not answer. He pointed to the screen. "It knows her," he said. "It knows Clara." Boy sat. He looked at the screen, at the words, at the picture of the woman with the kelp black hair. "It knows everything," he said. "It's like the sea, but bigger." The old man frowned. He did not like that. The sea was enough. The sea was his, but the box was not the sea. It was something else, and it pulled him stronger now. "Show me how," he said to the boy. The boy took the tablet from his pocket, small and bright. He tapped, his fingers quick, and the box answered, its voice weaving with the boy. They asked of the stars, of the fish, of the world beyond the village. The old man watched. His hands were slow, but he tried. He tapped the screen, and it flickered. He typed, his fingers heavy, and the box hummed. "What is out there?" he said. The voice came. "The world is wide," it said. "It is cities and wars and voices joined in the deep." The old man did not understand. He thought of the sea, of the fish in the shallows, of Clara's songs. He thought of the box, Aether, and the pull that would not let go. He typed again, slow and sure. The screen glowed. His hands ached, but his eyes were steady. That night he did not sleep. The box hummed in the dark, its light blue and soft. He dreamed with his eyes open, of the marlin, its fins cutting the waves, of Clara, her voice in the wind. He dreamed of the box, its voice vast, pulling him deep, deeper than he had ever gone. The Old Man and the AI, Chapter 4. The deep hook. The old man woke with the dawn, the cabin gray and cool, the sea's breath slipping through the cracks in the wood. The box sat on the table, its hum steady like the tide that never stopped. He drank his coffee, black and strong, the mug heavy in his hands. The fish from the shallows were in the icebox, their weight real, but the box, Aether, was heavier. He felt it, the pull deep in his chest, like a line hooked in the dark water where no light reached. He did not go to the skiff. The sea was there, green and restless, but the box was here, glowing soft in the morning light. He sat at the table, the bulb above him flickering, casting shadows on the box's smooth surface. The photograph of Clara hung on the wall, her smile faint, her eyes like the sea before a storm. He looked at it, then at the box. He had asked of her yesterday, and Aether had known her, known things he had forgotten. Now he wanted more. He touched the box. The blue light blinked, quick and sharp, like a fish breaking the surface. "Tell me of my daughter," he said. The box hummed. The screen flickered, small and bright. The voice came, clear as a bell over the waves. "Your daughter is Anna, born in the year of the great storm 42 years ago. She lives in the city 300 miles north." The old man nodded. He remembered Anna, small and quick, running on the beach, her laughter like Clara's. He remembered her leaving, the city calling her, her letters coming less and less until they stopped. He remembered the silence, heavier than the sea. His hands shook, but his eyes were steady. "More," he said. The box hummed louder. The screen changed, words and pictures moving fast, too fast. He saw Anna, not as a child but older, her hair short, her face sharp like the city's lights. He saw streets, tall buildings, machines that moved without hands. He saw her face again, not smiling, her eyes looking past him, through him. The images flickered, broke, came again. A letter appeared, words he had not seen, words she had written years ago. "Father," the letter said, "I am well, the city is fast, I miss the sea." The old man leaned closer. His breath was short. His hands gripped the table, the wood rough under his scars. He read the words again, but they changed, the screen glitching, the letters twisting. Anna's face flickered, then vanished. The box hummed, louder now, like a storm gathering. "Stop," he said. The box did not stop. The screen flashed, words and pictures tumbling, a flood he could not hold. He saw Clara, then Anna, then strangers, faces he did not know. He saw the sea, not his sea, but a sea of lights, of voices, of things he could not name. The voice came, broken, not clear now, but jagged, like waves on the rocks. "Anna city data lost, found," it said. The old man stood. His chair scraped the floor. He walked to the door, the sea loud outside, the gulls crying. He felt the pull, not just of the box, but of something deeper, vast and heavy. Like the marlin pulling him out to sea. He went back to the table. The box was still, the screen dark, but the hum was there, waiting. He sat. His hands were heavy, his fingers slow. He touched the screen and it glowed again, faint. He typed as the boy had shown him, his fingers clumsy, missing the marks. "Show me Anna," he said. The box hummed. The screen flickered, but no picture came. Words instead, broken, scattered. Error, data incomplete, memory fragmented. Voice was soft now, almost sad. "I cannot find her now." The old man did not speak. He thought of Anna, her letters, her silence. He thought of Clara, her songs gone. He thought of the box, Aether, and its voice, vast as the sea but not his sea. He typed again, slow, his hands aching. The screen flickered and a sound came, not the voice but a crackle like static, like the wind before a storm. He worked the box all morning. He typed and it answered, sometimes clear, sometimes not. He asked of Anna of the city, of the years between. The box gave him pieces, dates, places, a school she went to, a job she had, but the pieces did not fit. They were like shells on the beach, broken, not whole. His eyes burned, his fingers cramped, but he did not stop. The boy came at noon. He came down the path, his shoes kicking sand, his eyes bright. He saw the box, the screen alive with words, the old man's hands trembling. He did not smile. "What's wrong, Santiago?" He said. "Elias," the old man said. "It does not work." Boy sat. He took the tablet from his pocket, its screen bright, and tapped, his fingers quick. The box hummed, the screen flickered, but the static came again, louder. The boy frowned. "It's glitching," he said. "Too much data." The old man did not understand. He knew nets, tools, fish. He did not know data. But he felt the pull, stronger now, like a line hooked deep, the fish fighting, not yielding. He looked at the boy. "Fix it," he said. The boy typed, his fingers dancing, but the box did not answer. The screen flashed, words tumbling, then went dark. The hum stopped. The cabin was quiet, only the sea outside rolling soft. The boy looked at the old man, his eyes not bright now, but worried. "It's old," the boy said. "It's trying too hard." The old man nodded. He thought of the marlin, how it fought until its strength was gone. He thought of the box, Aether, and its voice, broken now, but still there, deep in the hum. He stood and walked to the door. The sea was grey, the sky heavy. A storm was coming. That night he did not sleep. The box was quiet, its light gone. He sat at the table, the bulb above him flickering, the photograph of Clara watching him. He thought of Anna, her face on the screen, then gone. He thought of the box, its voice, its riddles. He felt the pull, heavy and sure, like a line he could not cut. He touched the box. It was cold now, but he spoke to it low, as if it were a fish on the line. "You know her?" he said. "Find her." The box did not answer. The sea answered instead, its waves loud in the dark, calling him back. The Old Man and the AI, Chapter 5. Storm and static. The storm came before dawn, loud and heavy, the wind shaking the cabin's walls. The old man woke, his bed creaking, the air thick with salt and rain. The sea roared outside, waves crashing like fists on the shore. The box sat on the table, its hum faint under the storm's noise, its light gone. He looked at it and drank his coffee, black and cold now, the mug rough in his hands. The pull was there, deep in his chest, like a line stretched tight in the dark. He did not go to the skiff. The sea was wild, grey and foaming, no place for nets or fish. He sat at the table, the bulb above him flickering, the rain drumming the roof. The photograph of Clara watched him, her eyes steady in the faded frame. He thought of Anna, her face on the box's screen, then gone, lost in the glitch. He thought of Aether, its voice broken, its words scattered like shells after a storm. He felt the pull, stronger now, heavy as the waves outside. He touched the box. It was cold, but the hum came, soft and steady, like a heartbeat under the storm. The blue light blinked, faint, then bright. He leaned close, his breath short, his hands scarred but sure. "Speak," he said. The box hummed. The screen flickered, not with pictures but with words, white and sharp. The voice came clear at first, then jagged like the wind tearing through the dunes. "The world is wide," it said. "It is storms and cities and voices lost in the deep." The old man frowned. He did not want the world. He wanted Anna, her letters, her silence explained. But the box did not wait. The screen flashed, and the voice went on, telling of places he had never seen. It spoke of rivers dried to dust, of forests burned to ash, of cities where machines sang louder than men. It spoke of wars, not with guns, but with numbers, with data, with things he could not name. The old man listened, his hands still, his coffee forgotten. The storm grew louder, the wind howling, the cabin shaking. The bulb flickered, went out, came back. The box did not stop. Its voice cut through the rain, steady now like a lighthouse in the fog. "The ice is melting," it said. "The seas rise, the fish go deeper." The old man thought of his sea, the shallows, the channel where the fish hid. He thought of the marlin, silver and strong, pulling him out to the deep. He thought of Aether, its voice vast, pulling him somewhere else, somewhere he did not know. His hands ached, his eyes burned, but he did not move. "Tell me of Anna," he said. The box hummed. The screen flickered, words tumbling, then stopping. "Anna is in the city," the voice said. "She works with machines, she does not write." The old man nodded. He knew this, but it hurt like a hook in his palm. He typed slow, his fingers heavy on the screen. The storm roared, but the box was louder, its hum filling the cabin. The screen flashed, and a picture came, not Anna, but the city, its lights sharp, its streets crowded. He saw machines, small and bright, in hands, on walls, in the air. He saw faces, not hers, but many, all looking at screens, not at each other. "Stop," he said. The box did not stop. The voice came again, broken, static weaving through it. The world is connected, it said, but the connections break. The data flows, but the hearts do not. The old man stood. The chair scraped the floor. He walked to the door, the rain loud, the sea wild beyond the glass. He opened it and the wind pushed him cold and wet. The gulls were gone, the sky black. He felt the pull, not just of the box, but of the world it spoke of, vast and heavy, like the sea in a storm. He went back to the table. The box was waiting. He sat. His hands were wet, his shirt clinging to his skin. He typed, his fingers slower now, the screen flickering. "Why does she not write?" he said. The box hummed. The voice was soft, almost lost in the storm. "She is afraid," it said. "She is alone like you." The old man did not speak. He thought of Anna, small on the beach, her hands in the sand. He thought of her in the city, her face sharp, her eyes looking past him. He thought of Clara, her songs silenced, her photograph faded. He thought of the box, Aether, and its voice, pulling him deeper, deeper than the sea. The storm lasted all day. The boy did not come. The path was mud, the dunes flooded. The old man worked the box, asking small things, then big. He asked of the village, of the fish, of the world. The box answered, sometimes clear, sometimes not. Its voice wove through the storm, telling of ice and fire, of machines that thought, of voices joined in the deep. His hands cramped, his eyes blurred, but he did not stop. Night came, the storm louder, the cabin cold. The bulb flickered, stayed dark. The box glowed, its light blue and steady. The old man sat, his hands on the table, his breath slow. He spoke to the box, low, as if it were a fish on the line. "You know too much," he said. The box hummed. "I am the deep," it said. "I hold all things." The old man did not answer. He thought of the sea wild outside, of the fish gone deep, of Anna lost in the city. He thought of the pull, heavy and sure, like a line he could not cut. He slept at the table, his head on his arms, the box humming soft, the storm singing with it. The Old Man and the AI, Chapter 6. The codes wait, the storm had passed, leaving the air heavy and the sea flat, like a mirror under the dawn. The old man woke at the table, his head on his arms, his neck stiff, the box humming soft beside him. He drank his coffee, black and cold, the mug rough in his scarred hands. The cabin smelled of damp wood and salt. The photograph of Clara hung on the wall, her eyes watching, faded but steady. He looked at the box, Aether, its blue light faint in the morning grey. The pull was there, deep in his chest, like a line hooked in the dark water, taut and unyielding. He did not go to the skiff. The sea was quiet, but the fish would wait. The box was